I'm making the claim not to buy Bitcoin until you've watched this video.
Hey guys, I've gone through all the freshest videos from the biggest crypto voices right now and pulled out the absolute key takeaways for you. Short version, the market is full of uncertainty. We've got hardcore bears calling for a massive leg down and confident bulls already smelling a new leg up. Liquidity, geopolitics, cycles, and macro. Everything is clashing. Let's dive straight into what they're saying right now.
Something very weird is currently happening in the Bitcoin market.
So this is a little bit like a rocket ship taking off.
Bitcoin is officially invalidating the formation of this warning signal.
More rewarding to be cautious than to feel any FOMO.
So you're really playing with fire at these stages.
The most important bear market or bull market indicator.
The most painful scenario is sometimes the most likely.
It's the real smart money. They're going in and they're buying hundreds of millions of dollars.
Quite frankly, means nothing.
I have an ugly and brutal truth to share with you about Bitcoin.
Bearish camp first. Crypto Rover is highlighting Bitcoin's weird strength even with Middle East tensions heating up and stocks dropping. He points to a clear liquidity trap. Negative funding rates mean tons of traders are heavily shorted. Still, he's staying bearish for May, sees a classic bear flag, and plans to add to his shorts if we hit $81,000 liquidity, targeting a drop towards $67,000 where big liquidations are waiting. Benjamin Cowen is keeping his bear goggles on for the first half of 2026. He compares this rally to the big relief rallies in 2014, 2018, and 2019 that still ended in new lows around October. Bitcoin is testing the 200-day MAA and bull market support band right now. He thinks a local top could form soon, followed by another leg lower later this year. MMCrypto's Christopher drops the brutal truth. Bear market bottoms historically take around 12 months. We're only 7 months from the last top, so expect another 5 months of pain or consolidation. He sees the bear flag too. A break below $68,000 could send us to $50,000. Long term, he's still a bull and says hold Bitcoin, gold, and silver as a hedge against inflation and shrinkflation. Crypto Kid warns that even after the quick pump to $80,000, we're still trapped in a bear flag and broader bear market. He spots a bump and run reversal on the hourly chart. Break below $78,370 and downside accelerates. Following the 4-year cycle, he expects a red May and the downtrend to continue until Q4 2026. Long-term bullish, but short-term very cautious. Jason Pizzino is warning long-term holders Google search interest for Bitcoin is back at 2020 lows. He says we're in a bear market and his base case is a new cycle low below $60,000. Money is rotating out of speculative assets into gold and silver as the 18-year cycle peaks. He warns this could be a long decade of sideways action, just like the S&P 500 in past cycles. Thomas Kralow is skeptical of this rally. He sees it as just filling the CME gap around $81,000 to $82,000 before reversal. Mixed macro signals, rising PCE inflation, strong jobs market. The Fed is stuck. He thinks the end of war with Iran is temporary and a re-escalation could spike oil and crash markets. His cycle target for Bitcoin is still $35,000 to $50,000, with the generational bottom in late 2026. More cautious voices. Crypto Jebb says being above $80,000 doesn't mean the bull market is confirmed yet. There's a quadruple ceiling of resistance at $83,000 to $85,000. 200-day SMA, 0.618 fib, huge CME gap, and old support, now resistance. This could easily be a relief rally or bull trap. Rejection sends us back to $60,000 or lower before the real bull run later this year. BitcoinHyper has already closed 90% of his longs and is opening shorts. He sees critical resistance at the top of the ascending channel and 1-to-1 fib at $81,000. Unfilled CME gap at $78,200, rising wedge, multiple bearish divergences. He's targeting $78,300 first, then potentially $73,800 on a deeper dump. Wolves of Crypto says the move above $80,000 is a step in the right direction, but not confirmed. We're still inside the ascending channel and the long-term RSI resistance triangle that has rejected price 10 times since November. needs a clean break above $82,000 and eventually a macro higher high above $98,000. Until then, the 4-year cycle points to a possible $35,000 bottom by October. Mega Whale Crypto calls the recent volatility clownery, driven by conflicting news. He's focused on the $80,600 horizontal resistance and daily RSI downtrend. The 4-year cycle is only broken if we make a new ATH before the October 2026 macro bottom. Right now, he sees a bearish exhaustion pattern and stays neutral, trading the range. Now the bulls and balanced views. Lark Davis is more optimistic. Bitcoin is trying to break out of a long-term downward channel. A daily close above $83,000 could target $89,000. Monthly RSI crossing above 50 has been a strong signal historically. He's watching institutional flows from the potential Clarity Act and likes Marathon Digital as a hidden AI infrastructure play. Satoshi Stacker notes Bitcoin's strength despite Middle East chaos. Long-term holders are taking some profits, but buying pressure is still winning. Bitcoin dominance is rising while ETH and Sol lag. MicroStrategy's funding path could push us toward $88,000 short-term. Altcoin Daily believes the $80,000 reclaim is backed by a shift to wartime economy, more liquidity and money printing. Key catalysts: Clarity Act, possibly by July, and short-term holders back in profit. $78,000 is the line in the sand. They're also excited about BitTensor integrating with Solana. CryptoWorld says Bitcoin is sweeping short-term liquidity and hitting targets around $81,000. Overall trend bullish, but bearish divergence on the 4-hour chart suggests a cool-off coming. Resistance at $86,000. Bigger reversal needs $92,000 weekly. Alts are lagging, but Sol and Link are showing some life. Tyler Hill points out Bitcoin just broke a structure with a 65% historical failure rate, defying the odds thanks to BlackRock's $335 million buy and Clarity Act progress. He took some profits, but warns of secondary resistance and a possible nasty liquidation to $74,000 if we fail to hold. House of Crypto is the most bullish here. They believe the bottom was in February. This rally has already lasted longer than typical downtrend recoveries. Fed liquidity is expanding fast, ETFs are eating supply, and exchange reserves are at multi-year lows. They expect a massive supply shock and retail FOMO at higher prices. Connor Kenny sees the contrast. Rallying market, but real economic pain in the US with record foreclosures. Still testing bear flag and 200-day MA. He's keeping cash ready to buy a big dip, but stays long-term bullish on Solana and Ethereum. A short summary. Bears are pointing to history, cycles, resistance clusters, and macro risks, expecting $50,000 to $60,000 or even lower. Bulls are focused on liquidity, institutional adoption, Clarity Act tailwinds, and signs that the worst is already behind us. Have your plan for both a breakout above $85,000 and a rejection back to $70,000 or lower. Let me know in the comments which YouTuber's view you agree with most, and drop a like if you want more of these summary episodes. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one.